Welcome to my Suzuki DR650 Sidecar build, angels. Guess what? I just finished installing the Yoshimura flashers front and rear. It was about a 3-month process, on and off in between other mods getting added. So please follow the video throughout first before you start your project at home, because you will learn from my trials and tribulations. I didn't know how to work on electricals before I started this mod, but I do now, and you can too. Learn how to solder wires, cut and strip them. I discovered Summit butt connectors, and they're now my favorite friends. Heat guns and wire stripper vice grips. Yeah, you'll find it all in this video. We're gonna have so much fun. Follow along for the ride. We're gonna go into time travel mode and go back 3 months in time. Join me. Mwah. Yeah, baby. Yoshimura LED. It's like a 9/16 nut. I love how they switch up standard and metric. Okay, loosen that up. Take that rear fender off, folks. The other side. I'm changing the fender out anyway, so we're just going to take everything apart. Go ahead and follow the wire underneath, giving it a tug from both sides. And we're going to disconnect it at its plug. So you'll see I'm trying to loosen it. They have it looped here around other electrical. You can see where they have it tucked in over here. Go ahead and get a little flathead. Pull this out to make it easier to work on. Lift it up. Okay, there we go. It's an easy plug and play, folks. And just pull it through. There we go. Goes up under the fender. There it is. Here we go. This is the next day for the Yoshi flashers. The left side I took off the other day, found out that I need adapters, and I'm waiting to find out if they have adapters for the Yoshi flashers for the DR. I thought I would be able to leave this on until I found out, but I am painting the fender, so it needs to come off. So you can see the right side. Go ahead and follow, tug on the wire, and follow it. Make sure you're undoing the correct one. I am following it all the way down and around the other electricals. I'm pulling out the plug so I can access it. Get a tiny flathead. See that little piece of plastic lever? Push underneath and the plugs disengage. And then just pull it out. Oh, look at that. Oh, yes. Check that out. I want you guys to see that. See the tie? It is removable. So loosen it. There we go. That's better. There we go. Lose the nut. Good song. Roll with an extension. I need a new pipe, kids. Handle off. All right, time to finish up the Yoshimura flashers, the rear ones today. I was waiting on an adapter for the DR650. So they're already on these. Now they're the perfect length with the correct plug for plug and play. Let's do it. I let the guys at Yoshimura know that to let the DR650 owners know that they needed an adapter when they bought the flashers, so it can be bought as a package deal. All right, let's plug it in. Okay, keep the adapter off while you thread the plugs through one at a time. Okay, and you have the nut on the other side. Go ahead and thread it through the nut. All right, it's through. Go ahead and pull it all the way through. Okay, the threads are tight. Go ahead and screw it in there. Let's tighten it all the way on. Let's back it out so the flasher obviously is facing the back. Pull the nut up. Get some thread locker on there. Yoshi provides the correct size nut with washers. I actually got locking washers. And they have connector sleeves, extra ones, and connectors, bullet connectors. Okay, put the nut on. Tighten it with a 14 wrench. Go ahead and plug in your adapter, black to black, red to red. All right, you're going to snake it underneath. Okay, underneath the subframe and up through the zip tie. See? All right, I'll show you guys. Okay, put the plug through the zip tie. And then you can tighten that up. I left it loose now to push it through. Okay, these are for the tail light. Look how easy it is, just a plug and play. See that little flange on top? That goes in the top there. Just plug it right in. You hear a little pop. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and tuck it in the back. All right, let's go ahead and put in the right side flasher, right? Okay, go ahead and thread the plugs through one at a time. Pull them through. Okay, put some thread locker on this baby and crank it on in. This one isn't as tight as the other side, so that's nice. Hand tighten it and then back it out. Okay, thread the lock washer first, then the nut. Okay, hand tighten, holding the flasher in place, and then get your little wrench. Okay, now add the adapter. Okay, red to red, black to black. And you're going to want to wrap electrical tape around that. Now we tuck that under. Go ahead and slide it through this channel here. I think this is the relay here. So remember, we loosened this tie, so make sure it goes back through it. And we're going to tighten that. Remember, we loosened it. Okay, go ahead and line the channel up. Okay, you're supposed to hear a little click. There it goes. There it goes, baby. Okay, guys, we're into the next day on the flashers, the Yoshimura flashers. As you can see, it's on hyper flash now because the wattage of these bulbs are lower than the OEMs. So we have to put in this aftermarket Yoshimura relay switch for the flashers, okay? So to calm that hyper flash down. Still working on installing the flashers, you guys. For the life of me, on YouTube, I can't find out where the OEM flasher relay is located. I think it's this next to the battery. The DRZ has it behind the headlight. So this is what we're going to replace. I'm just going to see and check it out and test the here, let's pull this out right now, see if it's it. Let's go ahead and release this. There's just a little clip here. Okay, this one's plug and play. Let's test it. Okay, after I unplugged that one, the flashers don't work. Flashers don't work. So I think that's the relay. Let's plug it back, let's verify. Let's plug it back in and see if they work. We'll plug this back in and see if it works. Okay, let's put this back in. Okay guys, this is the new relay box to the Flasher Relay. Just got off the phone with Yoshimura customer service. Don is a fabulous guy. What amazing support there. So the grounding wire, it's going to get connected to the negative terminal of the battery. So let's open the battery up. All right, let's take this out again. Okay, it looks like I'm going to have to strip these wires. All right, the black is the ground. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and cut the sheath back. Okay, we're going to cut the plug off. Okay, cut it off. Now expose the wires on both ends, one at a time. Okay. Okay. Now the other side. Isn't that a fabulous tool? We're going to solder these guys. There. Okay, let's solder these babies. Put the new universal relay box inside the rubber receiver. That's tucked in nicely. Now we are going to connect the grounding wire to the negative terminal on the battery. Okay, we're going to tuck it underneath here, this bracket. Let's go ahead and cut it here. See how nicely that works? First twist, then solder. So we have blue to brown. I might cut this back a bit, you guys. Okay, go ahead and get some shrink wrap and shove it down each side. All the way to the back. And then you heat over it and it shrinks right to everything. And blue to brown and red to orange. We're going to go ahead and solder these together. I need my glasses, boobies. Can you get me my glasses on top by my laptop?
That's what you got to be able to see. What you're doing.
See what I'm doing?
Microsurgery and that thing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
It is microsurgery.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
We'll get it hot again, crimp it, and it'll flow to the nooks and crannies. Yeah, heat it up, and then what's liquid form or goopy form, then crimp it to let it cool off. Like Play-Doh form it. That's good looking.
Yeah.
It's really good and natural. Okay. That is awesome.
That looks good,
It's
huh?
really good. That's really good solder.
Okay, let's shrink wrap that. Yeah. Hey, you guys, if I can do it, anybody can do it. That was my first time.
Jeez.
Okay, go ahead and slide the shrink wrap over it.
Yeah, it looks really good. The glasses I can see now. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm shrinking.
I think that's it.
That's it. And then you can reinforce that with electrical tape.
Okay, taping individually, then I'm going to tape them together. Look how close the Yoshi Flasher is to the pipe. I want to bring it up a little bit. Okay, flasher's back in, a nice large hole for that, so you don't have to do one at a time. These guys are brilliant. I have a locking washer, then the nut. hand tighten. Okay. Negative to negative. Positive to positive. Gotta really shove them in there. Now I'm going to tape them. Okay, tuck them under. Okay, I'm going to put the flasher wires behind the spacer of the rack and tuck it up underneath. And I've just put the wire holder back in. I'm going to tuck it behind the tail light wire because it's so thick. And then tighten this nut back down for the wire holder. There. Okay, that's a wire guide. Keep it securely in there. Now we're going to tuck those up underneath. Now the flasher mounts on the new rack. Pull it back further. Let's see. We're going to push it through the tie. We're going to have to pull this backwards. Oh, you guys, it's like 1 inch short. Okay, this is the deal. I stretched the wire to the rear flasher, Yoshi Flasher. I was 1 inch short, and I opened this up. I'm pulling it out of the waterproof sleeve just a tad, and I'm going to be able to connect them. Open that up so it doesn't pull on it. And then I will close it back up. And I'll tape it. We can tape this up too. Okay, now to remove the front right flasher. It's a 14, kids. See how tight it is. Okay, removing that. Let's see where it's connected. Okay, you gotta move things around. We have to disconnect it at the plug to pull it out. There it is, disconnect. Pull it out. Bulky. Time for Yoshimura streamlined flasher. Okay, take the nut off the bracket. This is a tough one, you guys. I need brute strength on this one. Oh, it's so cool in the vise. Sweet in the vise, it's cake, you guys. Even I can do it. I can do it, you can do it. We did it. Okay, thread locker on the other bolt. This goes into the slot at the top. Okay, hand tighten and then crank down with a socket wrench. Good. Okay, go ahead and put thread locker on the flasher bolt. You can put them, thread both of them through in this wider receiver. Put the lock washer on first, one at a time. Now the nut that Yoshimura provides. Light them down. Hand tighten. Okay, little wrench, little crescent wrench. 14. Hold down the flasher tightly so it doesn't move out of place. Okay, it's in. All right, add the adapter. Positive to positive. Negative to negative. Black to black. Make sure they're on snugly and then tape them together. All right. Go ahead and plug in the plug channel on top into the receiving end. Snap it together. There you go. Tuck in the excess. Tuck it in, baby. Okay, now the left side. 14. There we go. Rote strength. Let's take a picture of that so we make sure we remember which order, right? There we go. Let's follow the wire, guys. Here it is. Here it is. Right here. Where's that little flat head? Right? That goes under the lip right there. There it goes. Okay? Pull that plug right out. See the OEM plug? Square. Bye-bye. Alright, it's a good thing I took a picture to know what goes where as I'm putting it back together, you guys. Jeffarina, baby! Okay, we took the OEM flashers off. Now we're going to put the bracket back on. Let's put some thread locker on there. And tighten it. Okay, let's crank it down. Okay, let's go ahead, thread the wiring of the new flasher through one plug at a time. I like to use the lock washers and then the nut. Thread locker. And tighten as far as you can get it. Go get your little wrench. 14 wrench, little crescent wrench. Hey, boys. You're off? Good. Okay, get the flashers in place where you want them and tighten that last bit down while you hold the flasher in place. Okay, go ahead and thread the left flasher wires through the back. And what we want to do is attach the adapter. Okay, go ahead and attach the adapter, positive to positive, red to red. Make sure they're connected, negative to negative, black to black. Then you have the OEM mount on the end. I like to go ahead and cover this with electrical tape. Okay, go ahead and plug it in. Okay, watch for the channel at the top. That slides in the upper receiver. There, snaps right in. Go ahead and tuck the extra wiring back behind there. We pulled it out to look for it. Okay, moment of truth, you guys. Let's check out the flashers. Baby, that's what I'm talking about. Check it out. Oh, guess what?
Hey,
right flasher's not looking good.
Oh, the fronts.
Front's flashing. Oh no, they're both flashing.
They're both flashing?
So I bet you. Okay, let's stop it. Okay, here it's flashing.
You can have the top.
They're all flashing. So this one doesn't work, otherwise they'd be flashing at the same time. That's the relay. I'm tired of slogging through this. I want ease. I want ease. All right, we are finally finishing up the Yoshimura flashers, LEDs. So after we plugged them all in, because they're lower wattage, There is some grounding difficulties, some charging jumps over the indicator bulb, and they all flash like hazards at the same time. So the great fix for that is from superbrightleds.com, the metric bike diode kit. All right, let's do this. Also what we got, I'm gonna fix up the hack job that I did on the grounding wire, cutting the grounding wire and getting the insulation off to ground the relay switch for the flashers. I got this Irwin automatic strippers tool that kicks booty, and you're gonna see the fabulous job we do with that. All right, so this is the ground wire from the flasher relay. So I'm gonna put a little extension on this with the extra ground wire that I got with the diode kit. So let's cut that. There we go. Okay, let's put the new butt connector on there. We're gonna clean this end up. Let's cut off that part. Okay.
You know that house?
We'll shove it right in the middle. Crimp some wires. Put the self-soldering band right over it. Now the heat gun, I'm gonna hold it with my legs so I can use two hands. Let's point it away from the bike, okay? Here we go. Okay, that's it. Now we'll let it cool off. Okay, it's cooled off now. We're gonna slide that through before putting on the connector. Okay, so I don't like the way these connectors stay loose on the wire. So I just watched a YouTube where the guy soldered it on. You pull the insulation off first. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cut off the insulation. That's it. That's it. It's off. Okay, now the magic begins. Watch what we're gonna do, angels. Okay, then we're gonna get a self-soldering connector, and we're going to cut it off right there. We're going to cut it all the way to the soldering band. Now to make sure everything gets held at the same time, I need 3-4 hands. Okay. Okay, let's face it up so we don't get the rest of the bike. Oh, that's good. Towards the camera, right? Good idea. Not. Okay, we're going to bring it over here. Okay. Let's have it grab the wire first. Let's let it dry and see what happens. Oh, it feels good. Okay, I want you guys to see this up close. Nice. I think that's a solid connection, very strong. We're going to put the battery terminal back together. All right, continuing the work on the flashers. This is the deal. Assumptions, no bueno. You cannot assume anything really when it comes to the bike, especially when it comes to wiring. First thing we need to do, look at the diagram. All right, before you cut any wires. Once you cut wires, you're compromising the entire electrical system. Not a good idea. This is what I did. So I needed to add a diode kit to get the hyper flash to stop flashing hyperly. Okay, it's very important to look at wiring diagrams when you're cutting wires. Okay, let's zoom in on this one. MX Rob on DR Riders put up this colored wiring diagram, which is fabulous, except to me this looks incorrect. Look at this right here. We have the indicator light. The middle, the diagram says, is neutral. Mine is the light indicator signals. And on the right, mine says neutral, and theirs says turn signal indicator light, which is the middle for me. Then I found ProCycle. They had it correct. Okay, on ProCycle's website, this is their LED turn signal isolator installation. All right, if you look at the indicator light panel, they point, I mean the arrows aren't very clear, but they point to these two wires in the middle of the indicator light panel, which is where mine is located. Okay, and they go on to say that from this guy's 09 model, the wires coming out of the middle light indicator were black, and then a black with a green stripe, which is exactly like mine at 2020. Okay, they say verify this on your motorcycle before proceeding by gently pulling the little indicator light out of the dash and looking at the two wires. It is very important that you are sure which are correct wires, as you're going to cut them in a few moments. So I did it incorrectly. So I had these flashers on the back burner for a little while I was working on the stator. And I found out that I had made assumptions about what to cut, and I also followed advice from super bright LEDs, and you really need to follow the wiring diagram. ProCycle has given me step-by-step instructions that I'm going to follow, but I have to rectify my mistakes. So what we're going to do is clip off the diode right now, see if we can salvage enough of the wiring to do it correctly. Let's do it, come on. Okay, I had connected the two red positive wires from the diode kit to the wiring to the flashers, the positive wires to the wiring of the flashers. And I cut off we're gonna put this back together. Let's trim this right here. And we'll strip that, okay. Let's trim that right there. we're going to put this back to the way it was. All right, we're going to get an alligator clip and solder that on there. And the same for the other side. Okay. This is the diode kit right here. The diode. Okay, we're gonna cut this off. My mistake. Let's strip the ends of these. Okay, let's see if we can strip off the insulation from the butt connector. Let's see if that can happen with this stripper. Oh yeah, oh yeah. The butt connector came right off. And look at that, beautiful. Okay, let's do that on the other one. There we go, it's coming right off. Yes, butt connector came right off. Now let's strip that wire. Sweet. I think we salvaged enough of the diode to be able to use it again. Okay, let's use this side. Let's strip off that butt connector, the insulation. Nice, now the wire. Sweet. A little more, perfect. Okay, I think we can do it. Okay, I cut the green and black wire too close to the connector. I don't know if we'll be able to expose the wiring and get a heat gun in there to do the job right. So, but let's see what we can do. Okay, we're gonna have to use a different wire stripper on this so we can get nice and close. Okay, let's see if we can unlock this connector, the wire from the connector box, so I can have more room to expose the wires here. You guys, I roped my neighbor Paul into this whole situation. He's coming to help. He's going to show me how to work the multimeter, and I'm going to show you this great diagram that I found on ProCycle. Okay, they're selling the diode that rectifies. Here's Paul.
Hello.
Okay, I just got this new multimeter. He's going to show me
Wow, this is great.
how this works. Now I'm going to show you guys. So we're going to make sure the diode works first.
Well, there's actually, if you can see here, you see this little diode symbol?
Okay, let's look.
See that the little line?
Uh-huh.
That's the cathode, and then that back part of the triangle is the anode.
Okay.
And so we'll see what this does. I've not used a setting like this, but we'll see what it does. Now over here, if we were going to measure it, we would go over here to where it says ohms. You can see where it says 2,000 ohms,
Yeah.
20,000 ohms, 200,000 ohms, 2 million ohms.
Right.
And it's, so actually, you know what I'll do? Let me just do it on 2,000 ohms first, just because what we want to do is we want to see the, if the diode conducts and doesn't conduct when we switch positive and negative between the cathode and the anode.
Beautiful.
So we'll see here. Let's see.
And I'm going to show my peeps
Okay, so
the stock configuration.
I don't know what that means.
The turn signal indicator light. You have a black and green wire, and you have the
Okay.
black grounding wire, and there's the blue connector. Okay, and this is with the diode. Okay, this side is white in this guy's diagram, but it's blue. Hey, boobies.
Hi.
Is it filming?
There's Pablo. He's back.
Back for a little break.
Okay, my ex-hubby. All right, and mine
do a
is
damn
a
thing.
blue wire there. And then connecting the two red wires, one to the black and green wire, one to the black wire. You trim those, you cut those about half an inch to an inch from the connector. So the blue wire goes to the light bulb indicator.
Okay.
I'm going to trim this right here.
You know what? We can just clip that in. We can just use jumper clips to clip that in if you want.
Okay, yeah, to test it.
If we do it wrong, I guess there's the potential that the diode would forward bias and it could blow out.
And one of the red wires gets connected to the green and black that goes into the connector box. So I'm doing this for my people. Okay, that connects there. And then we're going to follow the black to the connector box. Okay, we're going to trim this about 1 inch away. And the other red wire is going to connect with that. And then the blue side of the diode, we're going to cut this and solder that together. And then we're going to trim the black up here, and that gets connected to the frame.
Okay, perfect.
It's an old school meter.
So we thought that this was ground. Can you see it okay? Mm-hmm. And then, so there's forward bias, and that's about right. For what we right in the middle of the red there is about right for 100 ohms. And that's 100 ohms. So what we learned on here, on your digital device, we confirmed here. Now if we switch this, now I've changed negative to positive and negative as far as the 1.5 volt that's in there. This shouldn't move at all. And it doesn't.
Good.
And so you can see when we go like this, that the diode conducts. So what we confirmed with your digital is what we've confirmed with the analog.
So we confirmed that's...
Yeah, so let's take these jumpers and we'll put them where you want to put them, and we'll see what this does.
Great. I'm going to connect one of the red wires
To that.
to this shorty.
Okay.
I hope I can do that.
So we can do that with one of these.
Okay.
Where's the
And then
other
I'm
red
gonna cut the other black. Let's make sure we're doing the correct one. This one. I'm gonna cut that wire there and connect the other red wire there.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Is there a reason why you want to do this so close to the connector?
No, I don't have to. And I pull gently on the wire.
Let's see here. Let me just look at this for a second.
You want a magnifying glass?
Okay, so this is where the wires are. So that's the back part here, and it is this middle one, correct? I think your tweezers are a better idea. Now that's flat, so what we want to use is just one of these. Boy, it really abruptly stops. It's
You
out.
did it! You did it!
Success!
You did it! High five! High five! High five!
See how we pushed it down? So all we're going to do is we're going to bend that little pin up, and let's do what we did before, and we can crimp the wire on there.
Here, let's show the people.
Okay.
Okay.
So flip it upside down, then you can see where the trim thing is. In other words, if you hold it just like that, and then you can see the side of it like that. And then you can see how we push that in.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow, I didn't give us much to work with at all here.
And you set this right here. Ooh, let's see, how can we do this? And put a little solder and a little flux there at the same time, and that's it.
Nice.
Just a little dab. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape this right here, and then that way it won't flex, because this is the point right here where it would break, right where it transitions from solder to wire if you flex that. So by isolating it and just making it structurally sound, then it won't flex at all. We'll just take this and roll it right there. I got to think about this not being too big in diameter. So that's our thing right there. Do you want me to go slower?
Yeah, no, that's good.
Okay. So there's our metal tab right there. That will bend down, and I am putting it in the right way. Yeah, see how it's just got to go just a little bit more. Did you hear that little click?
I heard the click.
That's the click.
It's in.
Yeah.
Locked in.
Okay.
Beautiful.
So once this is done, then what you do is you just tape right here, and that secures this, and you just lightly put a couple turns of tape around there, and that keeps you good to go.
Okay, let's get the right one, guys.
Is this the black one here?
That's the black one.
There's a black and white. All these other ones have color bands. Okay, so where do you think we want to cut it? About where this one is cut? So we don't need to use all of the blue.
No, we do not.
Here's our black. So let me fish out the black, because that's the one you're working with, right? Okay, so here's our black. Now the blue goes here, so that's one connection, and then where do the reds go? One of the reds goes
with the black, and then with this.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
So what I would do is, we can
shorten this.
Okay, I think that's fine. So should we cut the black down here initially, right where this one's at, the same length? Yeah. Okay, I'll go ahead and grab those and just go ahead and clip it right there. Perfect. Okay, and then I'll strip this. So let's go to right here. This
is going to get grounded to the frame.
This black wire here? Okay, here we go. We're just going to put the jumpers on it, and then you can test it live. Okay, so that's that. And then where do we go from there? We got to put the reds.
Now the red.
One of the reds goes
to the black.
Okay, does it matter which one goes to this one?
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one here. Why don't you clip that one on there? Good. Okay. And then
this one
goes to this black. Okay.
This is so cool.
Yeah, these help. And what we do?
This one.
Oh, okay. Now where does this black?
That goes to the frame.
We're gonna ground that. Okay. So nothing is touching. Everything is sitting there. We're not gonna start anything, are we?
No.
Okay. So this is all done. We just need to ground this to the frame. Yeah. What I try to do is if the wire's real thin in diameter and the connector's larger, I'll fold it over so that there's twice the wire to crimp on. Crimp this right now. So these are nice crimpers.
Those are really nice.
Yeah, and they're longer, so they give you a good. They give you the ability.
I've had trouble with crimping.
Crimping, yeah. You got to have something that's long enough to where you can generate enough pressure.
Yeah. I didn't have enough hand strength.
Yeah, and those ones that are the little short, cheapy ones, they just.
You need more.
You can't really crimp them well enough. Okay, so that's good.
Nice. Okay.
Okay, so we'll slide this one in here. And that's.
Bullet connector goes.
Yeah, in there. So this one, we're doing this one here. We'll bring this over here so it's easy to work with. Right. That one's done.
Here it is.
Okay, thank you. So let's trim a little back so we can double that over. Put that right there. Put up that one. Okay. I thought the weather was supposed to be warmer today.
I know, what happened?
I guess we didn't get our 78 degrees. The planet rotated more. There's our little guy. Put him right there. Okay.
Awesome. I needed brute strength help.
Yeah, the leverage that gives you helps a lot. Now, let's crimp this down, get the plastic out of the way. Bingo. So turn that on, you have a headlight on. And now, do you want to get that in position? Okay, I see a flash here.
Okay, so I put it to the right indicator. Oh, look, it's switched.
Okay, that's all right. Now, let's see if anything happens here. Nothing. So we have a ground, essentially, I assume, somehow.
Okay, so let me go to the left indicator.
Okay, these are probably switched.
Yeah, they're switched.
So what do we need to switch? These wires here?
So probably
These
the
guys?
reds, right?
Or we need to switch, like this one goes over to where the other one is. So go ahead and power down. I think if we switch this one, we just have to switch these.
This and...
The other one, where is it? Yeah, this guy and this guy, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's pull this one apart. So this says our diode. Oh, we put the diode in. Oh, we've got a jumper in. Oh, wait, okay. Let's see.
It's great to test it first.
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
before you go through the...
oh my gosh.
Yeah, before you start doing it. There we go. Okay. Turn the key on real quick and then turn it off, just in case we've done something wrong.
Good.
Yeah, okay. All right, so go ahead and test the functions that would be involved with this for your
Okay.
lights and things like that.
So let's do, I want to do the flashers
both
first.
sides. Okay,
Both
that's
sides.
good. That's good.
Ah, I'm so
Okay,
excited!
and then do your other side. Okay, that's
Oh
good.
my gosh, you guys, this has been 3 months.
Okay, and now what are the other things?
Okay, high beams.
High beam.
High
Got it.
beam works. And then neutral. It's already in neutral. I can see the light. So
Okay.
that's working.
Okay.
Okay, let me make sure. Oh, guess
there something
what's
that's not-
working?
What?
The little bulb.
Okay, so now let's apply a ground.
Ah, maybe that's what it is. Okay.
Try it again.
Yes, that's what it was.
Okay, perfect. Gently.
Boy, I bet you want a motorcycle project now.
Jesus
Oh, you got Nicole's bike all fixed up?
Oh my
We just got
gosh,
it
Paul
resolved.
is
Yeah,
helping me,
got it all
Daryl.
resolved.
The
Yeah,
electrical was a pain in my butt, and
we're
he's
doing good.
saving the day.
So I'm going to crimp this on here then.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay,
that's
Paul's
ready to
putting
be
the
crimped.
connector on the ground wire.
See how that's round on the
Uh-huh.
front? You put that in the round of that, and then you do the thing in the back,
Okay.
and then you scrunch it down.
You know, I need
You're
to
good to
find.
go.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Go ahead and put it on there, and then you can guide it, and I'll get my hand out of the way. Bingo.
Sweet.
Good. Glad you got it
Oh
done.
my gosh, Paul, this is huge.
You're welcome. 2 wires in to do plus 12.
Oh, sweet.
Good.
I see the light.
So
I see the light.
I get this insulation all done. It's
Beautiful.
about together. There.
Beautiful. We are going to finish up the Yoshimura flasher install today. Going to solder in the diode. All right. Let's do this right now. So we can be done and we can be seen turning left or right. Thank you. Okay, we are going to use the Bauer heat gun. It is 120 volts, 1600 watts. We're going to melt the solder band on the Summit self-soldering butt connectors. Okay, here we go. It actually takes 2 hands to hold the wires in place, so you get the soldering band right over both wires connecting. Okay, so I'm going to have to hold this heat gun with my legs. So the green and black wire that comes down the middle light indicator panel. Okay, we're going to want to solder together the blue wire of the diode to the green and black wire of the light panel. Put the butt connector on one side. Then you want to shove the wires together so they intertwine. Then pull the connector, the butt connector, back over it. See the silver solder band? Put that over the wires. And I'm going to hold that in one place with one hand. Work the heat gun with the other hand. Delicate work, kids. Best thing to do is to heat each side of the wires so the shrink wrap grabs the wires so they no longer can pull apart. Now from the top, solder band, and when it melts, you're gonna see it turn silver. Okay, notice the silver of the solder band. Okay, we'll let that one cool, and we'll do the red wires of the diode. All right, I want to trim these wires back because I really want to put all of this together in some wrap. Okay, let's trim this sheath back also. Yeah, I like these Irwin vice grips somewhat. They're bulky, so they can't get in too tight. So I think you need both kinds. So I didn't give myself enough length right there to get the solder band over the wire. So I'm going to trim it right behind the glue band. I already did that on this side. Okay, let's slide the butt connector over here. Perfect. Okay, let that dry. Cool off, I mean. Here, look at that up close and personal. Okay, nice. And this one over here. Okay, I trimmed off the other side of the butt connector. Slide it on the black wire. Then join the wires inside. Little rendezvous. Okay, we did it. Let's make sure that red glue band has melted. Okay, it cooled down. Let's go ahead and put the wrap around it again. All right, angels, now it comes time to test this baby out. 3 months of work on and off. Okay, it's on. Right signals, woohoo! Indicator light is working. Front and rear flashers, no hyper flash. Yes! Okay, let's do the other side. Okay, now the left side. Woohoo! Front is working. Rear is working. No hyper flash. Perfect timing. Oh yes, baby. Check out the bulb. Nice. See how nice and bright they are? And perfectly streamlined. I love these flashers. Look how nice and bright they are. Perfect. Sweet! All right, folks, that's it for the Yoshimura flasher install. We did a great job, even though it was spaced out about 3 months. There are 2 things you're going to need for this install. You're going to need the LED signal wiring adapters for the length of it, the wiring harness, a little extended length, and the diode kit. Yoshi is now selling those. I got mine from superbrightled.com. It's the same thing. It's a simple little Y wire. And now you know how to solder everything together. So let's get doing. Start turning left and right with our bikes with streamlined flashers. I love it. Stay tuned for the next mod. I love you guys. Mwah!